Well, g'day. For the last 6 weeks or so, we've had the pleasure of owning this little 4.1 metre Ezytopper, and we've been able to put it through its paces in a variety of situations, and let me tell you, this little boat's really starting to impress me. I've come to a point now where I can give it a good honest review, and it's pretty easy to sing the praises of this little boat, let me tell you. Yeah, so we're not long back from a trip up to Fraser Island, where we threw her up on top of the car and headed up to the northwest tip to chase the little black marlin that congregate in there at certain times of the year. Yeah, it wasn't the most successful trip. We got a bit hampered by the weather, I suppose. The marlin didn't show, but it was still a good trip, and what I did get was a real good opportunity to put this boat through its paces. There was some pretty rough days out in the water, and most days we were travelling 3 up, so we had three grown men in gear, and at times punching into 20-knot southerlies. Let me tell you, it was a little bit wet. Any boat this size would be when you've got to cross southerly, so there wasn't one time I actually felt unsafe, so it was a credit to the little boat. And yeah, we're currently here at Smith's Lake with the family. Got the camper trailer in tow, and yeah, the boat on the roof. And yeah, we've had 4 or 5 days up here just chasing the bread and butter species such as your bream, flathead and crabs. So the Ezytopper range of boats come under Enlightened Boating, made by John Hall and the team up at Caboolture. Yeah, this is the dedicated car topper model I went for, but he does these Ezytoppers up to 4.5 metres, so yeah, it's a fair lump of a boat that certain people are throwing up on top of their vehicles. I wanted something a bit smaller. I'm only running a Nissan Navara dual cab, so this is perfect for that. 4.1 metres long, just under 1.8 metres wide, and comes in at 103 kilos.
The resin-infused fiberglass and foam construction of the Ezytopper range is what sets these extraordinarily lightweight boats apart from all others. The complex process creates a super quiet hull that has superior strength and a rigidity that can only be fully appreciated by hanging onto the tiller at high speeds. The materials that are utilised and complex moulds allow for intricate hull designs that can deliver a balance between ride and stability. The manufacturing process begins with the mould being lined with fiberglass laminates and diode foam before being placed in, well, what is essentially a big vacuum sealed bag. The resin enters under a vacuum via a series of tubes that is pulled evenly through the mould, creating a permanent bond between fiberglass and foam. This results in a final composite that will never delaminate. One thing that gave me confidence in the process is that you can actually see every square centimetre of the boat being infused, leaving no weak spots. Once the interior is infused with resin, it is bonded with the hull, which only stiffens and strengthens the boat even further. I cannot believe the attention to detail, practicality and first-class finish that goes into all models, and I tell you what, it's something you don't expect in a car topper.
I'll tell you what, Benny, you've got to be happy with this boat, mate. We've had 15 to 20 knot winds pretty much 7 days in a row. Our intention was to come here and catch black marlin. We've struggled to get out, but we've got another little tinny sitting on the shore because you just can't get out in the conditions. But this thing, we've got 3 blokes in this. Thank God for this casting deck, mate. Oh, it's just great. Heaps of room, nice and stable. With this wind and the chop that we're copping. Probably can't see that on the camera as much, but I know my little tinny, if I stand up the nose like this, it'd be all over the place.
The layout of the 4.1 Ezytopper is open, clean and extremely functional. The front storage locker provides plenty of room for safety equipment, an anchor and fishing gear, with ample room left over while remaining dry and secure. There is also significant storage under the rear seat, even with the tote fuel tank stored there. The floor is a non-slip surface that is extremely grippy for both passengers and gear such as eskies. All other surfaces are covered in SeaDeck, which provides non-slip cushioning underfoot, stays cool and gives the angle of confidence while standing. With a topside height of 50 centimetres, you never feel like you will tip out of the boat, and this also provides a comfortable seating height. I opted for the keel guard for protection around harder surfaces and a built-in live bait tank that seconds as a 40 litre esky. Coming in at 103 kilo, this is an insane amount of boat for such little weight. The performance, ride, seaworthiness and stability is what truly sets these boats apart from anything in its class. I was completely blown away by this boat's ability to eat up large chop, even when it was on top of some swell. This gives you the confidence to push further afield, knowing that the ride back will be comfortable and not a bone-jarring ordeal. A close second to the seaworthiness and ride was the stability of this boat, at both rest and underway. For all those lure and plastic chuckers out there, me included, rest assured this boat will deliver. I must admit, this is the ultimate two-person fishing rig, like any boat this size. But what surprised me the most was how easy it was to fish 3 up, with the stability actually increasing. It is a given that this boat will perform flawlessly in enclosed waters, but it opens up a whole new dimension knowing you have the option of beach launching and fishing offshore or in the wider open bays. With minimal draft, this boat can travel in extremely shallow water and is where a motor fitted with power tilt comes into its own. I certainly haven't had the tape measure out, but the only time I've had to get out and push was when the water was just over ankle height. Being extremely lightweight, buoyant as a cork, having an efficient hull design combined with slick glass construction delivers a boat with unmatched power to weight ratio. As such, smaller motors can be utilised, saving the hip pocket and vital storage space when on the road.
So there was only ever one motor I was going to put on the back of this little baby, and that was a Suzuki, and that was just through prior experience with my DF 115 on a bigger boat. And yeah, this little thing's certainly impressing. John was trying to convince me to go the 30 for some reason, not sure why. This little 20 horsepower 4-stroke pushes 2 up in gear, about 40 odd k's an hour, which is pretty fast. And whack three grown men in some gear, and you're down to that high 30s, mid 30s sort of range, which is more than fast enough when you're cruising around certainly in the open water and on lakes.
I matched the Ezytopper with a mangrove jack collapsible trailer that certainly expands the launching options when setting up in one spot. Weighing in at just over 40 kilos and rated to a maximum speed of 100 kilometers per hour. This is the lightest boat trailer that can be registered in Australia. Made from aircraft grade anodised aluminium with stainless steel stub axles and fasteners, this trailer is built to last a lifetime. The trailer simply slides together and is fastened with spring-loaded pins in around 2 minutes. Launching the boat could not be more simpler, as the boat easily slips off the rollers, and I tell you what, a little too quickly if you're not careful. Retrieval is just as easy due to the boat's minimal weight and large pneumatic rollers that both prevent damage and add some suspension. It's got to be easy if my 4-year-old son can winch the boat on, which for some reason he always insists he has to do. Loading the boat on your vehicle is also extremely simple thanks to the custom built system that is fitted when you pick up your boat. The design could not be any more simpler, consisting for the most part of 2 aluminium angles and 2 car width rollers. I opted for the electric version that utilises my existing winch on the vehicle to do all the heavy lifting. It's a matter of clipping 2 pre-made ropes from the rack to the davit points on the stern of the boat, running the winch rope over the top of the vehicle and letting the winch do all the work. The boat is secured to the rack with 6 10mm stainless bolts and nylock nuts that pass through the gunnel and aluminium angle. This is such a fast, safe and effective method, as there is no chance of the boat moving or straps slipping, which is always a real possibility, especially when travelling on rough roads. It is not recommended to carry loads on dual cabs that span the cab and the canopy, due to the potential damage caused by movement between the two. Enlightened Boating have overcome this issue with flexible mounts that allow movement and the transport of your boat without damage. A review is not complete without talking through some of the shortfalls of the boat. To be honest, I'm struggling to find fault, and all my initial concerns, such as stability, ride, functionality and strength, were quickly alleviated in the first few trips. One discussion point could be the age-old debate between glass and aluminium. Yes, aluminium can probably take more hardcore abuse, such as being dragged over rock bars, but for 99% of people, the strength and durability of the Ezytopper can easily stand up to the knocks, bangs and scrapes of everyday use. Another drawback some will find with these boats is the extra cost compared to a car topper tinny. Let me be frank here and say that this comparison should never be made, because you're talking about 2 completely different types of boats. Yes, these boats are dearer than other car toppers on the market, but you get a boat probably more similar to a Quintrex Hornet, based on all the benefits and capabilities mentioned in this review. For me, these boats offer excellent value for money and unmatched quality and finish.
Well, there you go. For anyone looking for a boat to throw up on top of your four-wheel drive or on your camper trailer and travel around this great country of ours, I can't recommend the 4.1 Ezytopper enough. Whether it's beach launching and going offshore, fishing the big open bays, punching up some estuaries, chasing your bread and butter species and your mud crabs, or fishing open lakes like the one you see behind me, this little boat will do it all, and it will do it extremely comfortable, and most importantly, it will do it very safely. So I'm looking forward to the years ahead that I'll have with this boat and fishing with mates and the family, and looking forward to some of the fish we'll catch out of it. So yeah, do yourself a favour, get on the phone and give John Hall a call from Enlightened Boating, and yeah, I'm sure he'll point in the right direction and have a boat or a model that suits your needs. So yeah, thank you.